Campers and van lifers often skip showers, not because they want to, but because they either don't have enough water or they just don't have a shower available. The Geyser system uses such little water that we actually adapted our van to use the RV system. The Geyser Clean Kit, you can now take a shower anywhere. We'll show you how this system works, and you can decide if it's something that would work for you. You have found Explorer Trek Adventure with Kelly and Greg. We cover everything camping, from backpacking to adventure vans. I'll put links for everything we talked about in the description below, so it's easy for you to find. We did buy the RV system ourselves, but Geyser sent this kit to us for review. If you want to know how we handle free products, you can go check out this link on our website.
This Geyser kit comes in 2 different flavors. You can get just like the base unit, but then you can get this kit, and it covers everything. It's got a bunch of extra stuff in it. Also comes with this really great bag and a Velcro patch. We have just the perfect spot for this new patch, right there. Perfect. The bag itself comes in multiple colors. We did ask for orange, and it is an awesome orange. You are never gonna lose this thing. You can probably see it from space. This also fits on mole panels. It's got all sorts of straps, and this back panel comes off, and there's a huge Velcro chunk here. So you could stick this, if you had a big Velcro section, you could stick this anywhere, like on your ceiling, on the back of your seat. If we pop this open, we can show you what's inside. It's also really thick material. Inside the bag, you have your big bag, which is what comes with the pump, comes with all the hoses, everything you need to get ready to get your shower going, and it also comes with 1 sponge. If you get the bundle, you get the cool bag. You also get a battery pack. They give you this water bottle that you can use if you don't have one yourself. They also give you 3 extra sponges. This pouch comes with a bunch of extra places to put stuff. I like this one the best. You flip this up, and it's got a zippered pouch and this is a good spot to put your battery pack, or you can put some extra soap in here. Geyser says this little tiny 2600 milliamp hour battery pack is supposed to last 4 hours. Well, we will put that to kind of a test. We're not gonna do it for 4 hours, but we're gonna do it like the longest shower, like a half hour or an hour, if we can wait that long. It's nice that they include this in the bundle because everything is super small, especially if you're low on space, but keep in mind you can also use any other battery pack. One thing I have to point out is they are using micro USB on their charger, and I really don't like those plugs. Hopefully they'll migrate to USB-C in version 2.
This is everything that comes in the kit. Now make sure that you do not throw away this bag because you are going to end up using it. This is the sponge that makes this whole system. This is why you are not going to be wasting water. And keep this bag, because that way when you're done using it, you can put it in and store it to keep the sponge itself clean. You have your pump, and on the sides are where the water shoots in and out. It's got little covers on them to keep it nice and clean. It's got a built-in charge cable, and then it also has this clip on the back, so you could hang this if you needed to. You have your water bottle hose. It has a lid right here that will fit onto smaller water bottles, but if you have an odd-sized one, there is a little clip on the side, so it will sit right on there. They also have an adapter for a Nalgene water bottle that goes right into here like this. And we have found that it actually fits on hydro flasks as well. This tube goes right inside here, and they have arrows so you can see exactly which side you should be using. And this is your shower line hose. This is the part that goes in the sponge. This goes on the pump, and here is your control valve. Now, before you put the sponge onto the tip, you need to get this moistened, or else you're gonna kind of ruin the stitching on there. So let's go moisten it up, and then we'll show you how to put this in. This is what it's gonna look like when it's inside. These expand, and that stitching will keep it in place. Now, when you wanna take this out of the sponge, you wanna pull on the string, it brings the arms down, and then you can just yank it out of the sponge itself. For whatever reason, Greg finds this very easy to do. I have a little harder time. You just need to be gentle and keep pushing.
Let's get this plugged in. When you first plug it in, you'll hear that the pump turns on. This is where you want to stick your battery pack in your bag so it doesn't get wet. Now this is like the magic of the system. So if we turn this on to where it's pumping out just a little bit, but not just full bore. And it's filling up with water, and you're putting the water where you want it. That's the key. You're putting the water on your arm. It's not just spraying randomly everywhere. You're not wasting a bunch of water. I'm gonna put it on full speed. You can see how fast it'll pump. So if you really had long hair, if you really need a lot of water, you can see how much this water's gonna produce, a lot. Of course, you're gonna go through your water quick. Another great part of the system, you can use basically any water container. You could use something like this. You could use a pot, you could use a jug. Technically, you could throw it in the stream, although they say to use filtered water, so you're not gonna clog up your pump. But the cool part is you don't always want to take a cold shower because that would be terrible. Most people when they're camping have a way of heating up water so you can have a hot coffee. The ratio is 2 to 1, so 2 parts cold, 1 part hot. Then you'll have a warm shower. When you're done with your kit, just make sure you rinse everything out, wring it out, stick it back in your pouch that it originally came in, but do not close this back up. Let it breathe and dry out.
So how do you shower with this thing? There's 4 easy steps. Now you have to know that this is not your typical shower. You're not gonna be standing under there for 10, 20 minutes. It's a in and out.
Step 1 is finding the right flow rate, and it's pretty easy, although I do have to say it takes a little getting used to, and each person is gonna have their own different flow rate depending on all sorts of scenarios. One of those is how much water you have. So we will turn this on just a little bit. And here you can hear the pump going off. I think a good place to start is getting it to take about 2 to 4 seconds for this thing to fill up with water. I squeeze it out. I take 2 to 4 seconds before it starts leaking again. Having it take a couple seconds for this thing to fill up before it starts leaking gives you that time to move to a new body part. You're washing that off. It's filling back up while I'm moving over here. And in the meantime, you're not wasting a bunch of water falling on the ground. So it takes a little getting used to, but you'll find that perfect flow rate.
Step 2, probably the easiest one, you're getting your body wet. But the most important thing about this one is after you're wet, you turn that water right off. Step 3 is lathering up, and you want to find a soap that is less sudsy. So this is actually what we use in the van, and we not only use it for body wash, but also doing our clothes as well. This part is personal preference. You can put the soap right onto the sponge and lather up that way. We don't do that, we just use our hands. If you're using the sponge as a scrubber, obviously the lifespan is going to be a little bit shorter.
And step 4, you're just rinsing off. You may want to play around with that flow. Maybe you'll want a little more water, but also make sure at the end of your shower, you're making sure that the sponge itself is clear of any dirt or any excess soap.
What do you do if you have long hair? What I do is I basically squeeze this on top of my head and grab the sponge and then actually pull it and sink it together on my ponytail. They do have a very good instruction video on their website. We'll put a link to that so you can check it out. You can also take the sponge off and use the end of the tube and just rinse down your hair that way as well.
One question we get a lot is how long do these sponges last? Well, according to Geyser, it's 10 to 30 uses. That's probably about right. I think we might go a little bit longer than that. It really depends on how it's used. Obviously, if you're scrubbing with this thing, it's going to get dirty. Plus, it'll kind of self-destruct after a while. This one that we've had in our shower probably is going on well over 30 uses. You can see it's getting a little grubby. It's probably time for this one to be replaced. It doesn't smell, but do make sure that when you're done with your shower, you're putting these sponges somewhere where they can dry out. For example, when we're using this in the van, we hang it up here. We turn on this fan up in here, and when we close the door, it creates this like vortex of air coming through here. This thing dries out in just a couple hours. Now, if you're using the clean kit, you have the bag to put it in, which you want to put it in, keep it clean, but you're not going to want to put it in there because it'll just hold in that moisture. So if you had a place, maybe throw it on your dashboard, somewhere where you can let this thing totally dry out. Once it's totally dry, then you can put it back in the bag. Do note that there is no on and off switch on this pump. It's pretty much just going to turn on when you plug it into the actual USB power battery. But also make sure that when you're packing this thing away, you give it a really good shake because there is quite a bit of water in there. And when you pack this thing up, you're not going to want that water to leak out inside the bag. Let's go test this battery out.
We set the pump up to run full blast, which is not at all what you would do when you use it, but we wanted to test worst case scenario. The battery pack ended up lasting just over an hour and a half. Under normal use, this little battery is going to last you a long time.
We've been using Geyser's RV system in the van for well over a year. Totally love it. Wouldn't change it. Saves us like a ton of water. We take showers probably every other day, if not every day. We really like these Geyser systems, especially this new clean kit, how compact it is for anybody who needs a shower. Doesn't matter where you're at.
Let us know, is this something you would actually use? You can go watch this video next. You can find us at exploretrekadventure.com, and we'll see you next time.